Hi Capricorn, my name is Audrey Alison. Thank you for joining me for your May 2015 forecast. I am happy to be here. This is for Capricorn and Capricorn Rising. I'm thankful for you subscribing and liking and sharing these videos and podcasts. I really appreciate the support, Cappy. So let's start the month with a full moon on the 3rd at 13 degrees Scorpio in your 11th house of clubs, groups, organizations, friendships, goals, wishes. This full moon is squaring Jupiter at 13 degrees Leo in your 8th house of shared resources. So there might be tension regarding loans, investments into clubs or groups because of the tension a square can create at a 90-degree angle. So let this energy dissipate before making assumptions or reacting to this energy on the 3rd, because the Uranus-Pluto square, although dissipating, is still in effect at a 3-degree separation. Pluto stationed with you in Capricorn and Uranus in Aries. Uranus at 18 degrees, Pluto at 15 degrees. So this is the 1st and 4th house. You know, this square creates tension within you, Capricorn. And it could be having something to do with the home environment or the mother, the 4th house of the mother. So there could be something unresolved here for you that you will need to work through at the top of the month. On the 7th, Venus enters Cancer through the 5th of June. This is the 7th house of relationship, marriage, commitment, business partnerships too. So Venus, the planet of love and money, has a smoothing over technique. So your relationship is spot on for those of you in them. And if not, you know, Venus in your 7th house sector, you get your binoculars out, because there's somebody that might be coming around you need to take a look at. Venus might like to bring in a lover for you, Cappy. Now Venus, when she enters Cancer, will trine Neptune, who's stationed in Pisces at 9 degrees, and eventually even trine Chiron at 21 degrees. The healing energy. This is the 3rd house of communications. So for those of you that are looking, online dating would be spectacular in that trine, that aspect, but Neptune has the ability to make you a little delusional or to think everything is so much better than it really is. So maybe, you know, your relationship's going so well because you can't see it clearly. Hey, I don't even know if that's a bad thing. It's like, hey, if it works for you in the moment, whatever. But when the trine dissipates, you might see something, you might see the person for who they really are. But when Venus trines Chiron in Pisces, this brings such a healing energy to the relationship. And for those of you who are looking, Chiron can bring the right person for you in order to heal past wounds you've suffered in relationship. Okay, so on the 11th, Mars enters Gemini. Mars is very feisty, and he'll be there in the 6th house of health through the 24th of June. This energy, Mars being action, aggression, will, determination, and drive in the 6th house of work and health, it could be a positive, but watch your temper, because Mars is anger. The detriment of Mars is aggression. Now, Mars is in direct opposition now when he enters Gemini to a retrograde Saturn at 2 degrees Sagittarius, Gemini's polar opposite at 180 degrees. So this is the 6th and the 12th house. The 6th house of health, the 12th house of spirituality and quiet reflection, the 6th house of work, bringing opposition and severe tension to the 12th house of psychic ability. Maybe you're dreaming about what you really need to get done in the work, and it's creating some energy for you, or some tensions that won't easily brush off you. The 12th house is a very internal house, so you might be keeping some of these tensions to yourself and not wanting to project them out onto others as much. On the 18th, we have our new moon at 26 degrees Taurus in the 5th house of romance and the 5th house of children, creative endeavors, creative partnerships or creative businesses, and leisure, sports, fun, gambling, yes, activity. This new moon, though, you know, your intentions in this house It should be set because it's the only new moon you'll receive in the 5th house of creative endeavors. But this new moon is in opposition to that retrograde Saturn again at 2 degrees Sagittarius. Close enough. In the 12th house. So there's a lot of things that you're keeping to yourself, Capricorn. And that's okay. You know, not everyone needs to be an extrovert 12 months of the year. You want to hone in on what you want to focus on, internally focus, because on this new moon day of the 18th, Mercury will retrograde. And this Mercury retrograde is a weird one because he retrogrades at 13 degrees Gemini through the 11th of June, but he goes direct at 4 degrees of Gemini, which means he'll have to go through Gemini all over again, which means he officially doesn't leave until the 8th of July. So Mercury stationed in your 6th house of health, retrograde, and work, retrograde, through the 8th of July could feel like it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. I'm sorry, 1 step forward and 2 steps back. I think that you might be walking uphill a little bit in trying to accomplish too many tasks at work. The daily routine can be affected. The 6th house of regimen and routine is just a little bit chaotic on the 18th through the remainder of the retrograde. So May is not such an easy breezy month, but we are getting away from the dissipation energy of the Uranus-Pluto square, which really affects you, Cap, because you've had Pluto with you for so long. And he's just sitting there right smack in the middle of your sign at 15 degrees. So there's an intensity to you, and has been for years now, since 2008 or 2007. So there's a seriousness to you. And I think that you know, for you achieving the goal of the work, that's important to be serious and to be intense. But I feel that Cappies might be drained from holding on to so much seriousness continually every day across the board for every month. It's like you need to take a little bit of a lighthearted approach, even if you have to force it upon yourself. But then here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I love that Nina Simone song. Okay, the sun enters Gemini on the 21st into this 6th house sector to give some warmth and energy. I mean, the sun is the life force. Where he goes, we go. So any Caps who've been ailing from the retrograde, here comes the sun to pick it up and smooth it over and give you light, give you life. The sun is life. It's everything. Okay, let me get to your cards and see what the message is for Capricorn for the month of May. I have my alchemical deck, as usual. Robert M. Place does the deck. And if you'd like a reading with me, you could book with me at audreyallison.com. And I do private readings all through the week. Here is the Capricorn message for the month of May. First card, Queen of Coins. This is you, the Earth Mother, or the Earth God or Goddess. It says Queen, but you know, not everyone's a female watching this. I tend to take the sex of the card literally in my readings, but you know, it's just how you identify with the deck. It's not the same interpretation for every reader across the board. So please understand that. And just because I do something when I read doesn't mean that every person interpreting tarot or astrology will do the same. I have received some messages like that, so I wanted to clear that up, make that crystal clear. So the Queen of Coins, the Earth sign, the Capricorn, this is being the goddess or the master of your environment and occupation, achieving the worth and property. This card is property. Do you see that behind her? She's accrued some property. Okay, death, transformation, change, regeneration, rebirth. Also the sign of Scorpio, which is where the full moon is this month. Let's see. Two of Wands, your relationship, the lovers, Hermes and Aphrodite. You see Mercury up there? And then down here is Venus. So, Mercury's retrograding. And Venus is entering Cancer in the 7th of your relationships. Gosh, you see how this makes sense? You see how this adds up? These cards speak to me. Okay, so the relationship might feel a little bit like this, even though I did not pull this reversed, but here's what it is. It's going through a little bit of transformation. Not to say that it's over, but you know, everything has to change. The relationship has to move with your growth, not against it. Now, the final 2 cards that I received, the wind, that popped out, the last card, the 7 of Pentacles, growth, earning your money, also the 7 chakras, and the 7 of Swords. Oh, look at that, both 7s. Do I have any other 7s? No. Okay, well, the 7 of Swords is watch the speech in the retrograde. Don't take action through your words. How about that? Don't take action verbally through the retrograde, because you might not say everything that you're meaning, especially in your relationship. But this card, the coin card, these 2 coin cards that you received, very beautiful transformative cards. This is the money that you started out earning and the goal of what you would love to achieve at the highest point. Hard work, Capricorn, you love that. You are the worker bee. You govern the 10th house naturally on the solar wheel of career. So there could be a woman investor also, I want to say. A woman who has already mastered her craft, who invests in you in order to transform you. Now, for those of you who actually have dealt with death and people who have passed in April, I don't know why I said April. Okay, so for those of you who have lost maybe a lover, for the widowers and the widows out there, know that the heart, this is so amazing because I'm just getting this information right now. The heart, see the middle chakra, the heart chakra, that's the only one of color. It will be replenished for you. Love will come back to you. So if you are dealing with loss, please know my heart goes out to you severely. I understand that. And I feel like this month is about, I just heard this phrase, and I've never said this before, but I heard taming the grace. I don't understand. You know, I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to pull another card for you because I'm hearing something. Taming the speech, remaining graceful. Taming the grace. I might have to Google that myself. And for those of you overzealous, Google that phrase because I don't even know what that is and it just came to me. But I'm feeling like you have to keep the words tame, what you want to say about what you're feeling with all these tensions and oppositions. Tame the speech and remain graceful through the month of May, and then maybe address some of these issues in June. Wow. Okay, so I wanted to pull one more card after the reshuffle. This is the card that rules Capricorn in the Tarot. This is your card, and you are ruled by Saturn. And what they're saying to me, since Saturn is the planet of restriction and control, your ruling planet, and some of you might feel bound, a feeling of binding or being bound to an arrangement and stifled, and you feel like there's no way out of it. This is not the case. Please let the energies work through you. Don't feel as if they will always remain the way they are. So if you feel bound or restricted in an area, the Devil card represents you, and it's the last card that I pulled, and I feel like they're letting you know, listen, remain true to the self, but these energies will pass, and you just have to kind of go with them in the month of May, because there is the retrograde and some squares and a lot of oppositions with that retrograde Saturn. Your ruling planet is retrograde. So Cappy, focus on the work, the coin cards. Have a beautiful day, a sweet day, and I'll see you soon.